Ukrainian military authorities said in spring that Russia had lost 33% of its Dark Ocean armada to Ukrainian strikes during the beyond 2 years of war. Russia didn't inform the US of the forthcoming activity, yet the boat's developments have been followed by the US naval force, the authorities said. In spite of Russia not advising the US, which nations frequently do to keep away from error, the authorities said militaries all around the globe reserve the privilege to direct practices in worldwide waters and do so consistently. For instance, on Friday around 20 NATO nations including the US will start Baltops 24, a significant maritime and air practice in the Baltic district close to Russia. The authorities said they expect the Russian boats will stay in the district through the late spring and will probably direct comparable follow-up practices in the Caribbean after this one closes. The authorities said Congress was informed of the forthcoming Russian activities on Wednesday. The authorities, who addressed correspondents on the state of namelessness to give subtleties that had not been declared, openly said the activity is unquestionably essential for a more extensive Russian reaction to the US support for Ukraine. Yet it additionally is a work by Putin to show his naval force is as yet fit for worldwide power projection subsequent to losing a few boats to Ukrainian strikes. Washington, AP. The US has been following Russian warships and airplane that are supposed to show up in the Caribbean for a tactical practice before long, in a Russian demonstration of power as strains ascend over Western military help for Ukraine, US authorities said Wednesday. The boats likewise are supposed, perhaps, to settle on port decisions in Venezuela and Cuba, as Russia lays out a western side of the equator military presence that the senior Biden organization authorities said was striking yet not concerning. The activity, which will be observed by the US military, will include a small bunch of Russian ships and backing vessels, the two authorities said. It's not whenever Russia first has sent its boats to the Caribbean. This activity, notwithstanding, is occurring as Russian President Vladimir Putin has recommended that Moscow could take deviated advances somewhere else on the planet because of President Joe Biden's choice to permit Ukraine to utilize US, gave weapons to strike inside Russia to safeguard Kharkiv, Ukraine's second biggest city. On Wednesday, a Western authority and a US representative said Ukraine has utilized US weapons to strike inside Russia, under recently supported direction from President Joe Biden that permits American arms to be utilized for the restricted reason for protecting Kharkiv, Ukraine's second biggest city. The authority was not approved to remark freely on the delicate matter and talked on state of secrecy. St. Petersburg, Russia, AP. President Vladimir Putin cautioned Wednesday that Russia could give long-range weapons to others to strike Western focuses because of NATO partners permitting Ukraine to utilize their arms to a go-after Russian area. Putin likewise reaffirmed Moscow's status to utilize atomic weapons on the off chance that it sees a danger to its power. The new activities by the West will additionally sabotage worldwide security and could prompt intense issues, he said, taking inquiries from global columnists, something that has become incredibly uncommon since Moscow sent troops into Ukraine. That would check their immediate association in the conflict against the Russian League, and we claim all authority to act the same way, Putin added. The US and Germany, as of late, approved Ukraine to hit a few focuses on Russian soil with the long-range weapons they are providing to Kyiv.